Hi friends, thank you so much for watching. My name is Tom, this is Good Morning Tom, and today I'm gonna be showing you my new poetry books. I'm gonna discuss this pile of poetry books with you all, so let's start the video. So first of all, thank you so much for clicking on this video. In this video, I'm gonna discuss the new poetry books I've bought for this summer. So I'm very excited to share this new poetry video with you all, guys. And I have to be honest, I already read 2 poetry books from this pile of books. So I will tell you a bit about that. So here we go. The first one is called 100 Poems to Break Your Heart. It's a book full of poetry, and it was edited by Edward Hirsch, if I pronounce that correctly. So it's a collection of various poets, and what I like about this poetry collection is that each poem comes with a little bit of background information, which makes it extra interesting. Yeah, and I've read a couple of them. I've just been flipping through it, and some of the poems I liked, some of the poems I didn't like. So it's all personal taste, of course, but there were definitely some beautiful poems in here that could, really break your heart. So now we have Star Lake by Arda Collins. I have already read this. I read this 2 days ago, and what I usually do when I read poetry, I make some notes, so I have them right here. It looks like this. I just write down some of the stuff I think is interesting, and I absolutely love this collection. It wasn't an easy task. I would not recommend you reading this when you just start reading poetry, but if you have read some more poetry, this is a really good collection. So some interesting lines were, I'm grateful to still be myself. My longing for you is like clouds. See beautiful writing. These are the original versions of myself before I was me. I was not nothing. I was so many things. I really like that. I actually rated this 5 stars on Goodreads, and I don't do that pretty often. Then we have Ledger, this poetry collection. So far, really liking it, really good. Can't say too much about it, but yeah, I was flipping through it in the store and I thought, I'm gonna buy this one. This was pretty expensive. I paid a lot of money for this. I think I bought it for like 25 euros, which is pretty much. But so far, interesting and good. Liz Berry, Black Country, haven't read it yet. I think this is gonna be a difficult one because some of the poems I think are in dialect. The dialect of the West Midlands, and I'm not sure if I understand that, but we'll see. I do like the front cover. I like the feathers really matching with my tattoo, but I don't know, we'll see. Then we have Portrait of My Body as a Crime I'm Still Committing. I actually bought this after seeing a YouTuber discuss the book. She really liked this one, so I thought, well, let's give it a try. And I have already read this one. I read it last week. And yes, I've made some notes again. I usually write down some of the interesting lines. Even with my loneliness as company, I'm still so lonely. I knew this moment soft, like a wolf knows the taste of its own hunger in the dark. Pretty good writing. She's a young poet, and therefore I couldn't really relate to all of the poems. I think some of the poems were really written from the point of view of a young lady, but the writing is really good and I did enjoy reading it. Then I bought this one, Knock. So far I have no idea. I just picked it up and I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but we'll see. I do like the front cover. It's pretty peaceful in a way. Yeah, I can't really tell too much about it. I have no idea. The next one, Was It For This? So far I've just been flipping through it. I wasn't intrigued by it, but I might have to have a bit more patience and read it a bit more slowly, but so far I didn't really like it, but we'll see. Okay, this one, I found some poems of this poet Rachel Long on the internet, and I thought they were interesting enough to give it a try. Haven't read it yet, so we'll see if I'm gonna like it. Actually, I did read a few poems. So I saw this one in the stores and I thought, well, this looks interesting. So I didn't know this poet before, but I like the publisher, Cape Poetry. They have some interesting poetry collections, so there you go. And this is a poetry book by Oh my god, I'm not gonna try to pronounce this because I probably suck. But this is a signed copy, kind of tempting to buy it, right? And I was flipping through it, I thought, well, I think this is a good poetry book. And let me show you the autograph. And I do think that this poetry collection isn't too difficult. This is gonna be one of the easier reads. They had a lot of copies of this book lying around, so I think it's a pretty famous poetry collection. So this was also recommended by another YouTuber, and it's called Crush. And I don't really know what to think of it. On the back it says, Crush is a wondrous, brilliant book. And he is the winner of the 2004 Geo series of younger poets. So it's a young poet. I'm always interested in that. It's a powerful new collection of poems driven by panic and obsession. It's from the Yale University Press. I will read this. I don't know when because I have a lot to read, but we'll get there. Okay, and then we have this one. I want to have this one. I was glad to have found it. I have some more poetry collections by him and I love his writing. So I want to have this one. It's called Toys, Tricks and Traps. And I believe it's about fatherhood. I'm not really sure about that. Well, anyway, it says a heartwarming collection in which older and wiser poet and childs convert. So looking forward to read this one. It is a hardcover book, which is nice. Although I have to be honest, I actually prefer reading paperbacks. It's just easier, but it is beautiful though. So those were the 12 new poetry collection I bought. Planning to read them this summer, but I'm probably not able to finish it. Enough poetry books for the rest of the year, I don't know, we'll see. So if you have a poetry book that you'd like to recommend, please let me know in the comments. I love to discover new poetry, so let me know. I would love that. So if you like this video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all in another video. Have a lovely day or night and speak to you soon. Bye friends.